It is now the year 2019, and we have returned to the hidden valley in Mexico, known as Mesozoic Valley. It has been quite some time since we have seen the dinosaurs roam in the valley, and so far their lives have been free. Now that the alpha male Allosaurus named Lucifer is dead and gone, they now have a new king, and everything is in order. Now peace has now prospered through the entire valley. Here we see a young male Tyrannosaurus. He is walking through the valley, hoping to find a meal. You may not recognize him now that he is older, but you will soon later on. The young male continues his hunt. Here in the grasslands, we are now seeing familiar faces. It is the hunters and the plant eaters. Every member that you saw, as well as new members from the last time we were here in Mesozoic Valley. The reason why they now have all come together as one group is because the king of the valley has decided that survival will be guaranteed if everyone is to join together. So the king has brought together the plant eaters and the hunters. The plant eaters are here to be thanked for what they've done when they were used as bait when they were going to kill Lucifer, the alpha male Allosaurus. They are now going to be protected by the hunters. The hunters are also going to protect the plant eaters from any outside dangers in the valley. We start off with these two Triceratops here. An old bull is watching over his children. This is George. He is now a full-grown Triceratops. And with his mate, Terra, the Triceratops. Now that he has gotten older, he has the right to mate with Terra, and now they are together. These are their two sons, Andrew and Jonas. They look more like their father than their mother. Andrew has the color of his father, Jonas has the color of his mother. They both play in the group. There are also some new members here as well, such as this Pachyrhinosaurus. His name is Crown. Crown is a new member of this herd. The only way to join this group and to be protected from any predators is to prove your strength. The way Crown proved his strength was he challenged George and had knocked him down. Here we see Anida, the Styracosaurus. Her son Sam and Eric are not here in the group. They are still alive, but Anida has sent them off into another part of the valley to search for other Styracosauruses. The reason for this is because Anida, although being here for a long time, has no trust for the hunters. Here we see the two best friends, Slice and Snaggletooth. They have been together ever since the day Snaggletooth had saved his life from that male velociraptor that wouldn't leave her alone. And they stayed by each other even when they were in the hunting group. They both made a strong bond, almost as if they were in love. And in fact they are, but because they are two different species, they won't mate with each other. So they keep it as best friendship. However, another new member is here too. This is Slice's sister, Melissa. Melissa and Slice are the same age. However, Melissa was born earlier out of the egg than Slice, making her a little bit bigger. She had come here finding out that Slice was still in the valley, and now she became part of the hunters as she was able to fight a big Triceratops and win. Here we see a small family forming. Here we also see the three sauropods. It's the Jurassic mother and Leah and Yaisa. Leah and Yaisa have grown now to be 4 years old, and although they are pretty big, they are not their full size just yet. Yaisa is the smallest. Leah is the biggest. The Jurassic mother has stayed with them even when they are this big. She protected them when they were kids and is still protecting them now. And soon, Leah and Yaisa will be protecting their mother, no matter what. That's how strong their family bond is. Kira, the leader of the hunters, watches over everyone, making sure that everything is okay. Here, another new member shows himself. This is Luis, the Pentaceratops. He has joined the group because he lost his sister, Julian, long ago to the Allosauruses. Though this is sad, he has now looked past it and decides to continue living on, now as he's getting older. However, the valley is now not just home for dinosaurs. This is a woolly mammoth named Colonel Hayati. Everybody in the valley respects the woolly mammoth. This makes him allowed to join the herd whenever he wants. The reason for this kind of respect is because he is one of the only Cenozoic era creatures that is actually in the valley. It is unknown how he got here, but he's been able to survive long enough, and everyone respects him. Here we see Tony, the Stegosaurus. He has done quite well in the valley, and he does enjoy his life so far. However, a small herd of Stegosaurus wanders past the group. Seeing this brings back memories to Tony when he was a leader and had his own group. However, Tony knows he's in a better place. Eduardo the Edaphosaurus is a very unique dinosaur. As a matter of fact, he's not a dinosaur at all. The thing is, Eduardo is an Edaphosaurus. Edaphosaurus is known to be a herbivore. However, he also consumes meat. This is an evolution that went through Eduardo, where he favors plants but also enjoys meat, making him the only omnivore in the valley. Pat is feasting on the foliage nearby. Although small for Apatosaurus standards, there's a reason why he is on a high hunger level. Pat is going through a growth spurt where he will be much bigger than his size, and this is good for his survival. The small group of Stegosaurus continues down the valley. However, a predator is watching the group of Stegosauruses. This is Vertigo, an oviraptor. He has been watching the group, and he is very hungry. However, with the fact of the other plant eaters close by, he is worried he will be hunted by the meat eaters, so he decides to find more suitable prey. As we come by further down the valley, we come to the small lake, where many dinosaurs gather to drink. As we see here, we have the plant eater Crystal. She has come by to get a drink of water. However, a plant eater could be vulnerable when leaving the group. So a hunter has to come by to protect the plant eaters. This is Ahab. He is now a full-grown Spinosaurus. Before he was young, but because of all the time that's passed by, he is now grown into an adult Spinosaurus. He's also come here to the small lake to hopefully catch some fish. However, he hasn't been successful yet, as there's another family here catching fish. It's the Sarcosuchus family. It's a Stephanie who has just successfully captured a freshwater barracuda, as well as her mate, Jonathan. They are here to teach their son how to catch fish. This is their son, Santiago, the only surviving Sarcosuchus of the family. As Stephanie has been good at fishing, Jonathan has been showing his son how to prepare himself when he reaches adulthood. And so far they've taught him well, as he is getting pretty big, much like them. Even though there are predators here, some herbivores can get themselves into danger. This is Kiara, a young Brachiosaurus. She has stopped by to drink. Sooner or later, Kiara will be living in this small lake, not inside the water, but more close to it. Predators don't hunt down sauropods if they're in water because predators can't swim. Due to the fact of all these carnivores being here makes it uneasy. However, Kiara is not alone. This is Kiara's mother, Zenyatta. Zenyatta is a very small Brachiosaurus. However, she's hoping to teach her daughter how to grow older. And when she does, she'll probably be bigger than Zenyatta. As soon as they're finished, Crystal and Ahab go back to the group. As the afternoon slowly turns into nighttime, we see a group of hadrosaurs grazing in the grasslands, from Parasaurolophus to a lone iguanodon, as well as a lone Pachycephalosaurus. High amounts of chewing teeth make short vegetation work for these plant eaters. Having duckbills and beaks has its advantages. Close by, a predator watches them. Because they are outsiders and not part of the group, they are not being protected by any hunters. A large male senses the presence of the predator and warns the others to begin to run. A young male Tyrannosaurus' hunger level was high, and now has hunted down his meal. However, this is not just for him. Following along is the young male's brother, the Tyrannosaurus we saw earlier, and he sees that his brother has done a good job at getting a meal. This is not just for them. These two have been looking for a meal for their whole family. There's only 3 of them, and the third one is making his way over here. Their father. Their father is the king of the Mesozoic Valley. It's Big Bull. He is now 18 years old, and being king of the Mesozoic Valley, everyone goes by his rules. Big Bull roars in triumph as his two sons have successfully hunted down a meal. This is Ranbo. He is now older and has been grown well. And this is Dan. Both being trained by their father, they have been taught to be stronger than they were when they were runts. Their father has taught them well. Because of Big Bull being king, they are the princes of the valley. Big Bull has 4 noticeable scars on the right side of his face. The reason for this was back 4 years ago, when he had found Alicia alone after her father had been killed. He found his opportunity to finally get revenge for what they had done to his mother, in which he brutally mauled her, and due to this, she also fought back and gave him scars alongside his face. They are permanent scars, and they're going to stay there for as long as Big Bull is alive. However, this does not bug him. He is fine with these scars being there, as a reminder of what he had done. Now, the king and his sons enjoy their meal.